We live in an uncertain and increasingly unstable world. Although firms in the United States do not worry about terrorist attacks as much as companies in other parts of the world, they still face other costly threats such as accidents, theft, ill health, and adverse weather conditions. Risk management refers to the process of assessing and ideally measuring risk and developing strategies to protect the financial interests of the company, including safety, workers' compensation, unemployment insurance, security, loss prevention, emergency preparedness, health and wellness, data management, and privacy protection. In earlier years, the role of security for corporate America was performed by public law enforcement. The local police were expected to protect the assets of companies. In recent years, the role of public law enforcement has diminished because security breaches have become more frequent and costly, and local law enforcement agencies have not been able to adequately protect companies. Civil litigation has also become slower and more cumbersome, adding to the need for companies to protect themselves. The responsibility for security is assigned to the Human Resource Department in most small and medium-sized companies. But as companies become larger and more vulnerable to thefts, they are more likely to establish a separate security department. And even then, security may report to human resources. I know in my case, I always had security and loss prevention reporting directly to me. So some of the things that are involved when you are heading up the security organization is doing a vulnerability analysis, proper planning, establishing roles and responsibilities, evaluating, looking at liability limits, protecting your employees against things like kidnapping, and then security anytime we're doing any type of transportation. Control systems include physical security, disturbances, being prepared for disturbances, parking and traffic issues, your entry and exits, signal detection theory, and electronic security devices. And you should probably take an extra look at the signal detection theory, only because I have heard there was a question about it on the last exam. There are several laws that have to do with privacy protection in the workplace. I would like for you to take some time to go through and understand what these laws are. Look at them from a historical perspective, then bring them up to date. So we've got the Common Control Act, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the Privacy Protection Act, Polygraph Protection Act, Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, that's HIPAA, and it's huge. If you've been to the doctor in the last 5 years, you know how important HIPAA is. Federal Wiretapping Act, Investigative Consumer Report, and the USA Patriot Act. Employers who have important or sensitive information stored in computers should have a security system to protect this information. Companies use firewalls to reduce the danger of security breaches that could occur as company-sensitive information is accessed via the internet. There is a list of bullet points for industry guidelines, which is provided to us by the computer industry, and they have specific security guidelines that they recommend. So make sure that you review that. Exit interviews indicate that a significant % of departing workers take some form of proprietary or confidential data with them. This is called data theft. A patent is a grant from the government of the United States giving the inventor the right to exclude others from making, using, or selling his or her invention. A trademark is a word, phrase, symbol, or design that identifies and distinguishes the source of the goods or services of one party from those of others. A copyright is defined as the exclusive right or privilege of authors or proprietors to print or otherwise multiply, distribute, and sell copies of their literary, artistic, or intellectual creations when the copyright is obtained in compliance with the copyright statute.